Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Chats with Nisha for the Stigma-Free Society. My name is Nisha Khare. I'm the co-founder of Human Biography and Women of Wonder. And I'm also a director, producer, and a registered clinical counselor. So lots of exciting things. And through this Facebook Live, I'm representing the Stigma-Free Society, which is a Canadian registered charity that aims to reduce the stigma of all kinds, with a focus on mental health. They promote mental wellness education for youth while providing resources for educators, school counselors, and parents or guardians. The Society's goal is to create awareness of the various stigmas that exist in the world and develop an understanding of the challenges that numerous people face, and also to encourage people to foster an acceptance of not only of others, but also of themselves. So to learn more, please visit www.stigmafreesociety.com. And with that, I would like to introduce our wonderful guest today. We have Eva Yueng. Eva, welcome.
Hi, Nisha. It's great to have
Thanks
you.
for being here. Yeah, so happy to have you here today. And I'm going to tell everyone a little bit about Eva so that you can get to know her. So Eva is an action-oriented student who wants to help uplift others and youth representation on issues surrounding mental health. Super important. And after facing her own mental health challenges, she looks forward to seeing how this platform that she's created grows and to be able to make a difference in others' lives and work with amazing like-minded youth. She has experience from being part of various other youth committees and councils. And the youth-led NPOs. And in the future, she hopes to pursue a field in psychology or business. And pretty exciting news, Eva was the winner of the 2020 Face of Today Startup Challenge, which saw youth from across BC submit startup ideas that supported a goods or service affected by COVID-19 restrictions. Eva enjoys volunteering her time with kids programs and trying new bubble tea places, which has just inspired me. Now I'm craving a bubble tea. Thanks, Eva. I'm gonna have to go get one later. I'm in Edmonton too right now, so that'll be interesting to find where the top bubble tea places are here. So, Eva, why don't we start off by you telling us a bit about yourself and how you got involved in Face of Today?
Hi, my name is Eva. I'm a grade 12 student located in Vancouver. I am the Chief Executive Officer and founder of LetterHelp. And I found out about Face of Today through a program that I'm a part of, Girls Who Leap, who pushed me towards entering into the Face of Today Startup Challenge.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, great. And so how's it been? How's your experience been with Face of Today and LetterHelp?
This Face of Today has been kind of a life-changing kind of experience. They're always kind of helping me and supporting me in any way that they can. And LetterHelp, it's developed a lot in over a year in how much it's grown. Now it has a website, it's a fully functional social media platforms, and I have a full stack team now, so it's just been amazing.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Look, and like just a reminder to the audience, Eva is going into grade 12. So this is quite the achievement already in your life. So kudos to you and fantastic. And so, what motivated you to get involved in mental health activism and advocacy?
I think that mental health is something that is not talked about a lot. And for me, it's something that it's not spoken a lot in my culture and a lot of my background. So when like COVID hit, it really pushed my mental health to a lot, and just seeking the resources and finding the accessibility, there was not a lot for youth. So that's why LetterHelp kind of was founded and was able to kind of project what other youth were feeling.
And so tell me a bit about, like, when you say mental health isn't talked a lot about in your culture, I would say that also, like my culture, my background is Indian, and I would say the same for me. And maybe you can tell us a bit about like what you find in your culture.
I would say that it's just something that is not believed in. It's like you would just have to deal with it. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the times you would just not talk about it or just not reach out. And it's kind of like the saying where it's like you save face is what
Mm.
they say is like the
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in your culture, but
Yeah.
that's kind of how we kind of deal with our mental health. And a lot of the times I don't talk to my parents or
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. And I think it is. It's probably similar in a lot of cultures where it's just something you don't talk about. You sweep it under the rug. It's not bringing, like it's like something that you don't talk about because, like, why would you? It's something that if you maybe it's almost believed if you ignore it, it'll go away,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
like
not.
easy.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
true, right? Because that's something that's always there, and also it's not like that mental health is something that just impacts one person. Everybody is impacted by mental health. Everyone experiences some kind of mental health challenge in their lifetime. I believe that truly. And whether that be continuing or different times. So I love that you're talking about it and being an example for the youth so that we can change this direction, that it doesn't have to continue on this way. And so then future generations can say, I'm comfortable sharing what's going on with me, and I want to hear what's going on with you, right? So it's like that, not only sharing, but also listening. And I think that's really important. Um, Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear. I've got my earphones in, my earpods in, but you might hear some screaming in the background. It's less like little kids around. It's summer holidays, everyone's off, and they're just having a blast right now. So I apologize if you hear anything in the background. So maybe you can tell us a bit, Eva, about your own experience with mental health and how that's impacted your advocacy.
So my mental health, I deal with a lot of like I dealt with a lot of like anxiety, depression. I've dealt with a lot of other people talking about um, crisis kind of topics, a lot of
Yeah,
friends, and how can I deal with that? Me as I think a grade 11 student back then, I was like,
yeah,
how can this 16-year-old be able to help a friend? Whereas like, how can we do it together? That's where the point that we were stuck at, and that's kind
oh,
of helped me through my advocacy and how can I help others be able to deal with their mental health, and how can I help myself deal with my mental health and allow
mm,
others to have that accessibility and that connection is kind of the key points with my advocacy.
wow. I love it. It's like we were just talking about, it's like that twofold of how do you get help, but also how do you help others? And then so out of that came LetterHelp. So tell us about LetterHelp. Like, tell us, what is it? What does it do? How did you come up with it? It's so cool.
LetterHelp, of course, came through the Face of Today Startup Challenge. So, of course, I had many ideas when I was thinking of what should I do? What am I passionate about? And mental health came up to the topic. So,
Yeah.
LetterHelp became a youth-led and community-driven platform that's accessible for everyone to be able to find the resources, be able to connect with others through our peer-to-peer program, which is really unique in a way where it's peer-to-peer, of course, it's youth to youth, so that they're able to talk about their mental health through a pen
Mhm.
paling kind of thing, where it's like now we're getting into the digital ages, right? We're not writing
Yeah.
letters to each other.
Right.
So emailing is, of course, the best way to do it. And it's, of course, anonymous so that it gives that kind of safe platform that a lot of the issues with talking about mental health is that it's not safe, it's not
Hmm.
anonymous, so that way it gives people that way it gives people that um, ability to talk about it, but not really talk about it through this pen paling service. As well as like there's
Wow.
also resources to be able to reach out to services, because I know that our platform is not for crisis. It's more of an intervention, pre-crisis kind of way to act upon that mental health before.
So it's kind of a way for people to be connecting into like someone to talk to or someone to understand them, but also an anonymous way so that they don't feel like they're overwhelmed or that, so what was it that like made you realize that that anonymous part was so important?
I think that for me, I think I take in the perspective as a youth. I don't want to talk. It's hard for you to get started on talking about mental health. So through this pen paling, I hope that people can start learning how to create that connection with people, and then they can expand their bubble and start connecting with people face to face, or through creating relationships between a mentor and a mentee. And through our program, we have like a lot of training and workshops for you to be able to kind of learn how to, because a lot of the problem is you don't know how to start, right? You don't know how to start connecting with people.
And so how do people start connecting?
So through our kind of, you have a like sign up form and you can just sign up, and then we have on the back end of it, we would match two people that are like similar, I guess. So what you're kind of looking for in terms of just connecting or talking about mental health or just finding the key interests within people, and then we just match them, and they get like a email that's like anonymous, for example, like 123@letterhelp.com, and then both of them would email it and it would just forward it to each other. That way it works in terms of pen paling.
So it's like emailing each other and just having someone to talk to, and you could just have a friend and say like, hey, I'm just had a tough day and this is what happened and just trying to make sense of it. And then that person would write back and say, you know, maybe I had a tough day too. And thanks for sharing, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think that's what I was expecting with the letters that they kind of write with each other. And, you know, if they don't know what to write, there's a lot of like email prompts that we have on our website as well. So it's like, you know, we provide them with the tools to be able to do this.
Oh, that's so amazing. It's like having a friend, and it's set up for you so you don't have to worry about where am I going to find this friend? How do I like talk to this friend? Because a friend is already open to whatever it is that you're going to say.
Yeah. It's like, because for me, I'm a natural overthinker, so you don't have to think about all of those things. You can just worry about, or you can just focus more on just talking about it and creating that connection.
And just having a connection and just becoming a friend with someone. It's amazing. I love it. It's such a great idea. And so, you know, what, Eva, what advice do you have for young people struggling with their mental health? Like, you know, you've been looking and working in this field for a while now and exploring it. So what advice would you have for people struggling right now?
Everyone's mental health is different. So, so just finding and learning more about yourself is the key aspect, and always trying to figure it out. I think the key aspect is always just trying new things and reaching out and just being able to kind of just start talking about your mental health and start owning it, I guess, is what I would say.
I like
Is
that.
there any advice that you would say to other youth that want advice if they're ever struggling with mental health?
Ooh, I like how you turned it around on me. Okay, Eva, very nice. Okay, so what advice would I give to youth? struggling with mental health, it's like, love yourself. Do what it takes to figure out what it is about yourself that you love and nurture that part of you. So do the things that make you happy. If that's knitting, if that's going for walks, if that's bird watching, if it's like anything that has to do with connecting you to yourself and nature and happiness, do more of that. Because I think for me personally as well, that has helped me with my struggles with depression or anxiety. And it helps elevate me so that I don't get overwhelmed in my life, which sometimes I do, either as a youth I did or as an adult. So yeah, a big part of my whole platform is self-love and self-care and self-awareness. So it takes work, I think, to figure out who you are and not what does society care about or what is the popular thing right now, but what is the thing that actually matters to me. And so I say, figure out what are the things that matter to you, because it's your life and live it. Don't live it for others, live it for yourself. Because it's fast. Yeah.
I think that's really good advice for youth, to just take away everything and just do what matters for you. I think just make it like simpler. And I think it took me a very long time to kind of realize that. But once you do, it's a really good, and it opens a lot of more doors for you to kind of start focusing on what you're passionate about.
100%. Because when you are doing what you love and what you're good at, even though someone might say that's not a career or that's not a thing that people do, well, why not? If I really like working in this area, why don't I just do more stuff in it? And then maybe I create a business in that area. And then if I love it so much and I care about it, there's probably other people that do too. And maybe I could help people. And then suddenly it feels like you're not even working. You're just doing, you're just being you. And then suddenly you're living a life of meaning rather than I've got to become a doctor or a lawyer because my parents told me. Because in the long run, that could be tough. So like, Eva, I know that you're like a very busy young person, you know, you have advocacy, volunteering, you're at school, you're going into grade 12. Like, how do you find balance between all these areas of your life?
I think, of course, Google Calendar is my life.
Google Calendar is the best.
But I think time management is a very good kind of skill that a lot of people should possess or should try and figure out what works for them, as well as figuring out your priorities. I'm a very chronological, kind of analytical person. So for me, it's just grouping a lot of what is important to me. What is going to be like, what can I kind of, what can I drop? What is like important in a sense that, and what do I need in the moment? So if I'm busy with basketball, I'm busy with working with nonprofits, and I just need like to just breathe or just need to take a walk, then I will go and prioritize that. So I think just understanding what you need and understanding like what is important to you is the key to my kind of balance.
It's a great idea because firstly, yeah, Google Calendar really helps, but if you have too much of one thing, such as like too much work or too much, it's like finding those breaks to like bring you back to yourself, like a walk. Like a walk can make such a big difference.
I think that a lot of people think that it's a waste of time, but I think if you can just take that 30 minutes, it's going to allow you to be more efficient than the time that you're taking to just try to make what's best of you in whatever state that you're trying to avoid.
100%. And so let's talk a little bit more about LetterHelp because I'm just so into it. It's just so cool. What are some of the goals that you have for LetterHelp? Like what would be your ideal goal for LetterHelp?
My ideal goal for LetterHelp is so that it can be like streamlined into schools or be accessible to everyone, because I haven't seen a I haven't seen a platform or organization that is like right there in front of youth and that youth know about, or just there, And
Yeah.
I think marketing it and allowing more youth to be able to access our platform, and I think that is like a really good goal in overarching.
That'd be amazing, actually, if it was in all the schools and kids could reach out to each other, across the country or across countries. That would really help to even show kids that you're connected. We all go through similar feelings and experiences of ups and downs, right? Wherever you are in the world. So I hope it does go into schools all over. And what are some things that you do, Eva, to stay mentally well?
I would say it differs on a day, but I really love taking walks, not on a frequent basis, but when I have time to, I will I will take a walk just to kind of clear my head.
Yeah.
Um, I write a lot, so for me, I have to do a lot of things like an output, or just, I love doing things with my hands. So that keeps my mind off whatever I'm worrying about.
Yeah.
So journaling is a great way, kind of like our LetterHelp pen paling. It's like
Yeah.
writing. Um, I think listening to music, a lot of youth like listening to music. Put your AirPods in, you
Yeah.
kind of just zone out and do whatever. Make a watercolor painting,
Mm,
um, do some gardening. I think
yes.
just try something new. I think every time I get into a point where my mental health is not great, I just try something new.
It's great. It's great, great ideas, great suggestions, and a great outlook, right? Just try something new. Try something with your hands, something in nature, something you haven't done, whether that be even like gardening, knitting, anything, right? It's any kind of hobby. You see, that might be your favorite thing. And what do you hope adults will better understand about the mental health of young people?
I Youth mental health is a lot different than adult mental health, because knowing the access that adults have and what youth have and how outspoken they are about it, I think just supporting them in whatever the youth needs, whether that is recommending them resources, whether that is just sitting there to um, listen to them about their ranting. Um, I think just youth just need a lot of support, a lot of connection, and just accessibility in understanding themselves. A lot of what you said earlier is just, you know, figuring out who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's big. And as adults, I feel it's our responsibility to be there to help youth figure out or provide the tools or even have the conversations with youth so that, it's like meaningful connections happening at the same time. And do you have any advice for young people wanting to get involved in the areas that you're in of mental health awareness and activism?
There's a lot of platforms out there that
Mm,
like LetterHelp, that focus a lot on activism, that promote a lot of opportunities. So it's just reaching out and finding them on social media, which is a great platform to be able to access that. Um, you know, I think schools, they have a lot of ways to connect. So there's always opportunities for people to get involved in what they're passionate about. Um, yeah.
love it. Love it. Yes, there's lots of ways, like through school, through different foundations like Face of Today, or through social media, lots of great ways for people to be able to get involved or learn about things. And um, how did you even just kind of figure out, like, was it through like seeing things on social media or reading about stuff? How did you kind of see what the options were?
I would say before COVID, I was very new to a lot of the nonprofit work or
Mm-hmm.
just organizational skills. I found out I started getting involved in nonprofits through social media, a lot of websites as well, just researching what is like fit for you, applying for a lot of applications,
Yeah.
just volunteering a lot within my community as well. That
Mm-hmm.
way, it develops a lot of your skills, even if you're not involved in nonprofits, but just connecting and building that relationship with what you're passionate about.
Yes, love that. And so, where can people find more information about LetterHelp and how can they get involved?
You can find out more about us through our website as well as our social media platforms. At our website is www.letter-help.com, and then our Instagram is at letter_help. So it's pretty easy to remember.
Great. And so, what kinds of things would people find if they go to your Instagram or website?
Our Instagram has a lot of content. So we post 3 days a week with wellness tips, facts about mental health, and our website has a lot of resources, so such as recommendations for services, um, so such as Kids Help Phone, and then our blog has a lot of content with a lot of the email prompts and just topics around mental health. For example, understanding the topic of depression or understanding anxiety. So it's just an all-in-one platform on our website.
Well, that's fabulous, and that sounds very helpful, not only for people who are, experiencing that, maybe even people who know someone who's experiencing that, and they want to find out more about, like, what is depression or what is anxiety or what is happening with my friend or my family. So I think that seems like a great resource. So thank you so much, Eva, for being with us here today and for sharing your experiences, but also sharing the beautiful things that you're working on at LetterHelp through Face of Today. And kudos to you and to Face of Today for continually, like, putting out things that are helping our community. So congratulations on being the winner and for being a winner in life, because you're creating something so important for people that would help them. So thanks so much, Eva.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thanks everyone for watching and supporting Stigma-Free Society. We are so happy to have you here and having people be aware of the things that can bring us closer and keep us talking about the things that matter. So have an amazing week. Take care, everyone. Much love to everyone. And thanks again. Bye, Eva. See you in a little while. Bye.